So the YouTuber Nino posted a video in a series called Guest Editorial where he brings on guest people to help in the making of the video. Now, this time, the person he brought on had some fairly contentious opinions, apparently, and it involved a lot of, let's say, visceral hatred on both sides of the fence and a lot of salt being swung around. Now, before I can actually address the reaction to this video, I think it would be a good idea to break it down point by point. If you don't know the situation that's going on right now, Digi After Dark posted a video a few months back talking about a guy he ran into from his anime blogging days and talked about this guy's, he's a cool guy, he's smart and he has interesting opinions, and if he made a YouTube channel, he's sure that he could be popular and he could find some success doing it. And all this time later, we finally get a response from him in the form of this editorial video. The main themes of this video were pretty clear. It was a clickbaity video to get people in, and then the whole point of the video was to talk about you can't really accept clickbait, but it's not really a bad thing. You should use it to your advantage and make people learn the hard way. And that even though there are bad YouTube channels out there, or, mediocre or not as high quality YouTube channels out there, that's fine because of the fact that you have to start somewhere and build up, and you should start using their tactics, the things that they use to be good, and use them in your own videos to get people in and get people to actually be able to appreciate the more higher quality stuff as well and have people grow more. A fairly straightforward video. People should do better, and Digibro is a guy. They have a little bit of a banter. It's a banter back and forth between the two, but it's a YouTube video, so it's fairly one-sided. And anyone who didn't pick up on that is not the rightest tool in the shed. And really, that's my first point. A lot of people in the comments did not seem to really understand that it was all banter. You plebonians. A good example is this comment by Karth, which is, of course, fuck your drama, unsubbed. And he unsubbed to a YouTuber who didn't make the video because he didn't like someone else's opinion. Okay? Ignoring that part, calling this drama is a little bit extreme, especially because of the fact criticism is not drama, and having a banter especially is not drama. So two friends kind of bantering back and forth with each other, one saying, you're not exactly a shining beacon of light yourself, Digi, and if I showed up on the scene, you would be a little bit embarrassed. I know how to take you down. And he was right, he did know how to take Digi down. Anyone who knows that he spent a bunch of time making My Little Pony videos and knows his dark past of not being able to write at all when he started blogging, all those things could easily take him down. But the thing about that is, it was all in the form of banter. And even if it wasn't in banter, even if they weren't friends, he didn't say anything extreme or negative in his opinions. He gave valid criticism and backed it up with claims. Again, I'm probably getting ahead of myself a little bit, so let's get back into actually the video itself. He starts off by discussing a few different things, going back and forth a little bit, but then he gets to one of his first main points, which is he discusses the mainstream opinion, and I'll let the clip speak for itself.
Most people who watch an anime YouTube video either just want a recommendation, or far more likely, they just want to hear someone smart validate their opinions on a show that they like. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Now, it's fairly obvious what he said here. He said, even if you watch these things, that's fine, because that's mainstream, and mainstream is mainstream for a reason, and that's okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty clear. Am I insane? Am I the only one who got that? Am I losing my mind? He then goes into pointing out that Digi should have higher standards of content, which is a point Digi himself mirrors in a lot of his own videos. Not necessarily directly, but a lot of time he does state things like, most of the videos I post are kind of not exactly what I want to be making, but they're things I know will work or are successful or kind of, in my opinion, my words not his, filler-esque content. I think most of the videos Digi posts are filler-esque content between his main things. And yeah, I think he does post way more filler than he should, and he should post a lot more high-quality videos, a lot more asterisk wars, and a little bit less of other things, but at the same time, he has series like Your Anime Sucks, Sword Art Online. Just the video alone, just the fact it exists, is worth 1,000 videos because of the fact it shows a great point on YouTube, which is taking other people's styles and learning them, developing from them, taking them, being able to master them, and then being able to use what you learn to better your own videos, and that alone is worth so much. His next point is, would old Digi be like new Digi? And I'll let Digi's comments speak for itself here. I'll try to do a Digi voice here, but I doubt I could do it.
As far as saying that the old Digi...
Okay, I'm so sorry. As for saying the old Digi wouldn't have catered to his audience and pumped out shitloads of low-effort content, I think your memory of my blogging past may have been rose-tinted. See, months like February 09, where I put out 60 posts in a month about every random thing I could think of, or any of the times I tried to become a current season blogger. And yeah, as someone who's consumed almost everything Digibro has produced, yeah, I already knew all this. He did do a lot of stuff, and this isn't anything new for him, and I don't actually understand that point or where it's coming from. I guess the rose-tinted goggles could be the thing, but also it does play into the script, so I will let that slide simply because of the fact it plays into his main overarching points, and it isn't that big of a deal. Now, this is the contentious point that most people don't like. He states that the problem is you, the viewer. That without supply and demand, there would not be lower quality videos. That the fact Watch Mojo gets so many more views than even a Aki Dearest or That Anime Man or Misty Cronexia, and then Digibro and that anime person. I've run out of people immediately. The best guy ever, Hipicrit, all those people. The fact that the chain of quality seems to be getting lower views as you go along. And that's just kind of upsetting, isn't it? It's off-putting, and the fact that it's very clear statistical facts you can look at, and you can draw those conclusions that it is the consumer's fault, but it also is the viewer's fault, as this video states later on about using clickbait to your own advantage and getting people to be interested in the more higher thinking stuff, be more interested in the analysis content, and more interested in really digging deep into the series they're digesting. And they're right. The people who are analyze things need to do that. I don't do that, and I should do that more. We do need more people to actually be able to appreciate this stuff, and I understand all the points, and I have like multiple videos planned in the same vein, but going a lot more in-depth because I had the exact same experience. I started watching people like Sawyer 7 Mage. He is a really intelligent guy who can talk about anime really smartly. He's a really smart dude, but he's not an anime guy. He's seen like 10 different anime. I watched him because he reviewed One Piece and Naruto, and I moved on from that to like people like Yokurama Game Talk and discussing what type of seasonal anime he'll watch and things like that. And you slowly progressed upwards until I got to pseudo-analysis, then analysis, then scientific analysis, where they actually use sources and they use citations, and I'm craving that sort of analysis now, but I know there's higher forms than that. There's much higher forms. There's channels that I watch that I barely understand what the person is saying because they're using such advanced terminology that I barely keep up with. And I'm watching those channels because I want to grow, I want to know more, and I want to be better at what I do. The thing is, not everyone wants to necessarily grow. And when you say that, oh, this person that you've invested so much of yourself in, that you say, I'm really attached to this, I really think this is quality, I really like it, when you say, no, that's not actually that high quality, and you don't convince them, then all of a sudden that becomes an attack on them. That becomes, well, that thing you like is just stupid. Because if you don't give a convincing argument and you don't actually win them over to your side, then all your points kind of become minute and people just shut them out. And once they're shut out, they lash out the first thing they see. And that's the natural instinct, I guess, but the whole point is growing past natural instinct, not caring about which side of the politic pole you fall on, Democrat, Republican, not caring about your culture, not caring about what race or gender you are, and only caring about who you are as a person and staking yourself on that instead of the art you care about or the people that you happen to be related to. You should stake yourself on what you do and who you are, and you should look at all your content in an unbiased light so you can grow and learn and dissect it more properly so you can get the absolute most out of it. To really highlight my point, I've had a bunch of comments here and I really want to go through them and show kind of the hypocrisies and the problems that a lot of people have had. Oh, I know this guy, Roger Smith. Yeah, I know him. I've seen a few of his analysis videos. I thought they were okay, but I did feel he was missing a certain stage presence, and I'm sending that directly at him as a person and as criticism. You need to develop your stage presence, and you need to develop a lot of your audio stuff wasn't quite right, and your editing wasn't very crisp, but I still put him on my list of analysis channels that I'm keeping up with, and I'm keeping an eye on, and it's about 100 people, so, it's not that exclusive, but it's a semi-exclusive club, and this is really disappointing disappointing that he left this comment here, that he just completely dashes this person and says he's a clown. Nobody should take him seriously. I'm honestly disappointed in him because he does have some decent quality stuff on his channel. He has potential to get a lot better. And the fact that he's fighting against someone who's on his side. Because if the world was more evened out, he would be more popular than like Misty Chronexia or Aki Dearest. Because of the fact he has some high quality content, and as soon as he irons things out and gets better, he'd actually be able to have that quality content. So the fact he's left this comment and another comment about how is kind of, it boggles my mind. It really does. Again, this is the same thing. Like, you can't just, like, brush it off in a couple words. If you're going to completely shut them down, you have to actually give valid criticism. You just saying, oh, he spouts rhetoric. I can shut down your comment just as easily just by saying you have no basis or citation for your wording. You have nothing backing you up. If you put a certain amount in, you're shut down by that same amount. That's why you put as much in as possible. You cover all your bases, because then someone has to work just as hard to shut you down. That's kind of how debate works. Formalist rhetoric? I know what you mean, but I don't think those are the correct words for what you're trying to describe, and I don't honestly know. You're an analysis YouTuber. You should get used to it. You have to have, that's part of it. I mean, you can be a comedy-based channel, you can be other things, but if you're going to be watching analysis content, guess what? The highest quality ones and the most prominent ones are going to be formalist styled. So I don't understand. This is another comment that I don't really get. Like, he says when he attacked Giga and Mother's Basement, but he didn't attack them in the slightest. They're mostly entertainment-based channels, and he said they were entertainment-based channels. I will play the clip, and yes, the clip is a little harsh, but, like, he barely mentions them.
But are you doing the same numbers as somebody who spews shit unapologetically like Giga or Mother's Basement does?
And because that his argument's null and void? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You can't say, oh, I don't like one opinion you have where you label someone differently than I would label them, so your entire argument is shut down? What? 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 And then you end it with being a massive douchebag to him. You can't just yell at them and be like, you're a dying breed? God, you're all so pretentious? Fuck you? Really? Really? Because she wasn't that pretentious. I don't understand. Do you not? If you can't just shut down their argument because you didn't like a part of it, and you can't just then curse at them because of the fact you're like, oh, you're just some stupid clown who should leave. Going back to the clown comment. Oh, you want a clown comment? Here's a clown comment. This I found was pretty good. For Evergreen, CS, the idea that any of the anime analysis YouTubers like Digi are of higher culture and an altogether better standard of taste is always so hilariously pretentious to me and stupid. The thing is, that's how scaling works. You scale people higher and lower than each other. That's how you have to do that. I mean, if you don't want to do that, it's fine, but other people have the right to scale people. It's not pretentious. If you've given a score to an anime, then you've done that. You've said, this is better than this because of these reasons. I mean, you'd say, oh, this is funnier than this serious show, but I like this comedy better. You can say that, but you still have to say that. You can't just say, grading them is stupid. And then there's this follow-up. They're just normal folk that have the words to back their opinions. They're just normal folk that have the words to back up their opinions, but that is the difference. If you can't back what you're saying, then you are not cultured or of high standard, because that's how the words work. I don't see why I have to explain that. Attacking specific people is pretty fucking dumb. Why and who? What a horrible video. I don't even want to describe what's wrong with it. It's just too much. You sound like an arrogant prick. Don't assume who I or other people are who watch these videos. That was not grammar. Fudge you, the guy in the video, not Jimmy, of course. I mean, it started off so bad, but you ended it okayly. You weren't yelling at the person who wasn't even the writer of it or the one expressing the opinions, so that's good. But again, this is a glaring problem. I want to show you how to do this. How to do what all these people have been failing at miserably the right way. I found this guy on Twitter, and I skimmed through, I didn't completely read it, but I skimmed through everything he wrote here, and there's a link in the description if you want to read it yourself. But this guy wrote out multiple paragraphs on why he thought the video didn't work. It's complete gobbledygook nonsense, and is not anywhere near well punctuated, and doesn't really make any point at all, and it spends half the time just cursing at people. But you tried. You left along the thing. You said what your problems were. This is actual valuable criticism. This is actually good. You did good. good. You are a cool dude. Cool sword dude. Oh, that's your name. Wow. Did you see? It's in your name too. Like, good job. I'm proud of you. I'm honestly proud of you. You are a cool guy. I'm happy. And this is just another golden nugget I found on Twitter. If I ever made a YouTube channel, it'd be a cooking one. Anime YouTube is where Digi goes die. And yet you care enough to make a video on the YouTube anime community as a whole? There's a serious lack of self-consciousness in your consciousness in your words. This highlights a problem I've had with many comments. This, you don't know what you're saying. Oh, you're insulting them. Oh, look who's talking, you. And I feel like this really sums up every single comment like that, every single reply like that. Well, yeah, I'm friends with Digi and Jimmy, and I want to do something fun. Why do you hate fun? That simple. Really speaks for itself. Really sums everything up, doesn't it? But I'm not done. Because there is a man. There's an amazing guy who just shines through. He stands for truth, justice, and the American way. Ari Vishnu. You, sir, are a legend. When Digi posted that video criticizing all those YouTubers, I was originally upset. I posted an angry comment on that video because I thought he was being a bully. But afterwards, he posted a video about the nature of criticism. I asked how criticizing YouTubers and their videos was any different than criticizing a light novel and its authors, or an anime and its staff, and it made me rethink things. This is no different. All the angry comments on this video are saying how bad it is, but they don't back it up with reasoning or any actual arguments. It seems to me that these are the kind of people this video mentioned. They are a bunch of anti-intellectual hypocrites who want critical content but can't stand to see the content they like criticized. When it's a YouTuber being criticized, it's drama. Digibro is my favorite YouTuber, but I don't think he is above criticism. If you have a problem with this video, please explain it. Otherwise, I'll think that you're just another reactionary idiot. This person got to the core of everything I wanted to say, and more. This is why this video was made, because this person is such a legend that he could express everything I wanted to say and more. Every single point I want to make about the reaction, the video itself, it's all in here. This is honestly such a well-crafted comment, and it comes from a place of clearly understanding. He states he wasn't like this before. He wasn't like this before Digi made his video stating what's the difference between criticizing this artist and this artist. And it really shows if you have your mind open, you can make an incredible comment like this. If you watch this video, if you went in this video with an open mind, you might have came out of it a completely different person. You might feel so much better and be so much more enlightened and be so much happier with life in general and be able to have well thought out criticism like this. Honestly incredible. This is the comment I left reply to this. Thank you. That perfectly expresses my opinion on the matter. I was really struggling to figure out the words, but you are absolutely right. And he is. Just bravo, good sir. Bravo. That truly great comment. Now, there is more to be said on the topic, probably, and like I've said, I've had multiple videos planned analyzing the analysis content that's on YouTube. I've made analysis content analyzing other videos. You know why? Because of the fact that it's important. We need to analyze analysis to get better at it, to grow, to be able to express ourselves properly. And I see people just not being open-minded in the slightest, and calling everything drama and not allowing their precious YouTubers to be criticized when they need to be criticized more than anyone. Especially people who have had free rides for the most part, who got successful overnight, well, after only posting a couple videos. They need the most criticism out of anyone because of the fact if they don't, they might not ever leave their cycle. Mr. Carnexio, his videos, as they went along, he started running out of anime. He went from recommending the only anime he really liked to recommending anime he wasn't so fond of and only recommending 1 or 2 anime a video that he actually liked. And then he started repeating things more and more often, and it kept going down, and it seemed like an inner spiral that would eventually lead to him just being another Watch Mojo but anime edition. And I don't want to see that. He has the ability to be creative. He's made books, he's made decent YouTube videos, but he's not doing it because of the fact he's not allowed to. He does something like that and doesn't get the views. It doesn't get anything. He doesn't get the same attention, even though he could do it. Other channels, the Anime Man, you're not watching him for anime. You're watching him for his personality. Joey, the man himself. You're watching him because he has a strong personality. The videos I've seen of his that I actually liked had nothing to do with anime at all, except for anime was like a clickbaity thumbnail. Like, oh, you won't believe this high school anime romance thing that that happened here, what? And then it's like they're playing Minecraft, and it's cool. And or he talks about in a vlog, like, I went to Japan, it was crazy. And he's like, yeah, I'm half Japanese, I go there once in a while. And it's so straightforward. They're doing the same tactics, and I will be honest, yeah, they are good entertainers, and you shouldn't knock entertainment. But you need both entertainment and analysis. They go hand in hand. You need the entertainment, and you need analysis to improve. Analysis is there to improve the entertainment. And analysis is there to prove other analysis. And where entertainment itself is there to improve itself and improve other people's days and make them inspired and make them go out and do great things. I'm not knocking these people as creators, but they're not analysis creators. They're not reviewers. At most, they're impressionists. And even then, one of the main points in this video was when he threw shade at Kanaba. That's like the one thing that I can't really condone, because the fact, yes, Kanaba is not an advanced YouTube channel. It's not a high-end channel. It's not advanced. It's not even mid-range. It's probably low-end, if anything. And that's not bad. You might say that's bad in comparison, but that's not a bad thing. It's necessary. You need channels at that level. Basically what Kanaba does is literally, he leaves his impressions. He tells you what his impressions are. He sees a piece of animation and says, I thought that was cool. That's good animation. I wonder who drew it. Google, oh, that guy drew it. Wow, that's cool. Time to make a video. Let me play some music and talk in my soothing voice about the guy who animated this and the fact that this is a cool animated scene, and not mix the audio well enough, and not mix the sound at all, or the music in properly, but that's fine. He is legitimately an impression channel. He gives his impressions and says a couple tidbits of information that are very basic and easy to get. You go to Google, who animated this scene, and you get it. Go to many forums. There's entire forums dedicated to these things where you can find most of this information, and that's fine. He can be a channel that's all about giving his first impressions of pieces of animation and of studios, and just giving very basic overviews. That is completely fine, because you need that to grow. You need that initial spark. You need someone to say, hey, my anime list is a thing. Hey, AniChart is a thing. Hey, there's seasonal anime. Hey, anime is a thing that exists. You need that set in your mind, and you need that to grow. You need people to foster that and grow that in order to grow as a person, and in order to understand these concepts better, these new concepts you've never heard of before, and be able to come to grips with them to move on to more advanced concepts later on. That's all necessary, and it's all part of growing as a person and as a creator. And because of that, I'm upset that people have this reaction and just tune everything out. Because of the fact, I know we can all do so much better. Hi everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video talking about some of the problems I had with the reaction to a simple video criticizing a portion of the analysis community, I guess I'll call it. I know that's a big old buzzword, but I'm still going to use it, who cares? If you enjoyed this type of content and you want to check out other anime analysis stuff, I have a listing of playlists of analysis stuff I've made because I'm good. They're better than this, I promise. I actually scripted those. I didn't just ramble on for a half an hour and edit it down. No, that's not how I do things. Who would do such a thing? No, not me. Never, no. So if you enjoyed, just check those out. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my latest content. Check out some other videos. Or if you just want to dislike every video I've ever made because I called your favorite YouTuber just terrible. And then you'll, as you're disliking your videos, you'll hear like, oh, what's this? That sounds interesting. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, this guy, he has the greatest opinion known to man. The greatest opinion known to man. I must give him $100 on Patreon every single day. Wow, he's the greatest YouTuber ever known. Whoa. Is that pretentious enough for you? Because I can go far further than that.